let's see how to code for statements. A for loop is used for iterating over a sequence. It could be a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string, or just a range of numbers. The most important thing in a for loop is the range function. The range function takes the limit until where you want to iterate the for loop. So the most commonly used syntax for range is a range and the stopping limit, stop, as I've written here. Next commonly used method is range, the start and the stop. That means the lower and upper limit of the for loop. And the third, it's a third method of writing the range. This is kind of rare, but it is used in certain situations. So range, start, stop, and step. Step means how many numbers would you skip to go to the next number. So I'll explain this better with the help of examples of this range. So for the first type, we can write range 5. Now this would print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because by default, if you write just 5 over there, the lower limit is 0. And it is up to 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next is range 0, 5. In this, 0 is included, but 5 is excluded. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next is range 0, 5, 1. So this means 0 is the start point, 5 is the stop point, same like before. But the 1 says that the numbers will be incremented with the step of 1. So after each iteration, the number will be incremented by 1. Suppose I give another example of this. So I do 5, 0, minus 1. So minus says that it is decrementing. So it will start with 5, and at initial step it is 5. After the first iteration, the value of the variable will be 4, and 3, and 2, and then 1. And after that the loop ends. So here 0 will not be included, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 will be included. Suppose I want to do 2 steps. So suppose I do 0 and 10. Now it will print all even numbers from 0 to 10, excluding 10 though. So I'll comment over here what will be the output of this range. So first will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same with the second. And the third is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Now let's move on to the syntax of for loop. So we write for and then a variable in range. The range anyhow you can write range, whether the first, second, or third method. Then you write the statements within the for loop. And after each iteration, the variable will either increment or decrement. Now let's see an example of this. For I in range 0 to 5, I'll print I. So if I run this code, I get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take another example. IP is equal to int input, enter a number. Next, I will write the for loop for I in range IP. I'll print I. So it will take the number from it will take the end of the range from the user and print numbers till that number. So suppose I enter a number 20. So the numbers are printed from 0 to 19. Now if I change the method in which I've written range, so 0 IP and with a step of 2. So now when I run the code and enter a number, suppose I enter 30. So you can see all the even numbers from 0 to 30 excluding 30 are printed. Now next, let's see the decrementing image. So I put IP as my lower end and 0 as the upper end of the range, and I have decremented. So I've done -2 over here. So I enter the number 10 and I get 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's it. So this is how the for loop works. When you use the for statement with the range function, it executes a for loop once for each integer in the collection of integers returned by the range function. Each time the loop is executed, the integer variable at the top of the loop receives the next integer from returned by the range function, and the loop ends after the variable takes the last integer from the collection from the collection returned by the range function. Since Python for loop executes one for each item in a collection, it's known as a collection control loop.